broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Last Ship, the final episode of The Last Ship After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. We are talking season finale of Season 2, A More Perfect Union. A week late. We apologize for that. Labor Day came up. We all went out of town. Such is life. I am Bobby DeMuro, joined by Nick Grava, Kate Aquilano.
Hi guys.
What's up?
Guys, gals, people, what's going on? First off, how was Labor Day?
Great.
Good.
Great and good. So, Nick, how was Labor Day? What'd you do?
No, it's really good. I actually took a trip to Tahoe. I was hiking.
Great.
Actually, it wasn't good because I had to cut the short.
I saw your picture.
I had to cut the trip short and fly back to LA. I was really sick, and the elevation of the mountain was really killing me. And I had a sinus infection. Felt like I was on my
I
deathbed.
need to move this.
Yeah. I'm not contagious anymore. It's
Was
been
it
a full
just
7
altitude
days.
sickness? Because that stuff's no joke.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
altitude
Oh,
sickness
then
is
that could have
absolutely-
been it. I
definitely
had
a
no
thing.
idea.
Have you ever been to Denver?
No.
Be careful if you ever do go. Seriously, if you're that sensitive to altitude sickness, man, that
I
will
got there
mess
and I
you
got a
up.
stuffy nose, and the next thing you know, I was boom, couldn't hear, couldn't do anything. Wasn't good. Let's talk about The Last Ship.
Okay, we got a lot to talk about this week. Obviously,
You
we're
don't want to
talking.
hear about my Labor Day?
No, not really. You said it was good.
Didn't you have a wedding? How was the wedding? Did you have
It
a
was
wedding?
good. I missed Travis because of a wedding.
Yeah, that's true.
Super
We
jealous
yeah.
of you guys.
had Travis Van Winkle on here 2 weeks ago. He asked about your Jeffrey Mitchner, ex-Jeffrey Mitchner. Was happy to hear that you two are no longer together.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure he was happy to hear that.
just trying to get like 4 or 5 more of those in before the season ends.
wait.
We're live streaming tonight as we always do. We've already got a couple tweets I saw on notifications. So if you are live streaming with us, tweet us. You guys can tweet us everything there. You can always comment all week, all year.
Sure.
Let's
I
be
check
honest,
back.
we probably won't check the YouTube comments after like a week or so. So if you comment 3 months from now, it's a little dicey. But if
Twitter's
you-
a little better.
If you comment this week on YouTube, at Kate Aquilano on Twitter, at Nicholas Grava, at Bobby DeMuro, we check Twitter all the time. And usually about 50% of the tweets we send are to each other.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about this. A More Perfect Union, guys. Where do you want to start? I guess Kevin McDowell, the number 3 in command, the last bad dude to be conquered that we know of right now.
Yep.
Fake Navy fatigues.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like that
Is
one
it
bit.
really that accessible? To...
Oh, have you ever been to like an army surplus store?
No,
I mean, they don't.
I don't frequent them. Do you? Am I missing out? Is that a thing that
There's
people
one
do?
in Hollywood. It's
No,
at like
I know what
Vine
you
and
mean.
Santa Monica. Yeah,
It's
there's a
huge.
huge one.
Why
But
would
I
they
mean,
do
we're
that?
also in they can't just go down the street into a. I mean, maybe
Like Salvation Army does not carry these. You have to be at like a prop store in Hollywood.
they were very
No,
legit.
that's not a prop store. It's not a prop
They
store.
were legit
Yeah.
uniforms.
Yeah, they were.
I thought they took them off of
dead soldiers.
yeah.
Or they took them off a base. Because
Yeah.
if they've infiltrated
could
the
be
places,
it.
a base was evacuated and they took them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. So this is like the last stand for McDowell and those guys to pretend to be the Navy, to get underneath the Navy
Yeah.
in front of them, behind their back in front of them. That doesn't make any sense, but you know what I'm saying. And try to poison the people, both literally and figuratively, against the United States Navy. Almost worked. Didn't end up working. Partly
It
because...
almost worked though.
Yeah.
Didn't end up working because of Tex.
I was so. First of all, when Tex said he was leaving, and I'm like, wait, season finale. Tex is saying he's leaving the ship once they dock. Is this him writing himself off, or is this him leaving the show? Terrified. Didn't know how much
And
it
it's
meant to
like-
me till that
No,
moment.
he means so much because even when he was like, "Dude, is stuff getting bad? I can stay." Because I'm like, "You're the best.
Yes.
You're you need to go find your daughter, but like stuff's going down, and you're willing to stay." And Eric Dane, like father to father, he's like, "Go find your girl."
Are you... So here's a question, and obviously the way that this show for 2 seasons has done everything, they're not going to do this wrong. I'd be surprised if they did it wrong. But are you interested in now seeing Tex's backstory with Kathleen, with the daughter? Or would you have been more interested in keeping the funny Tex, the outsider
No,
Tex?
I think Kathleen's gonna become a whole huge character because I think What?
I don't know. I don't think she's gonna become a huge character.
I think he's gonna stay with them, and she's gonna stay with them too. They have. I mean, she could be a part of the science team. They have tons of civilians on that ship now.
True.
And he's not gonna let her go now. And I think they need him.
Foster needs a babysitter. Well, soon.
Nanny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think. She's really pretty. I was like, who's gonna want to hook up with her next season?
But how old is she? Because we have to be careful with that.
I think she's like 18.
I think she's younger.
You think?
I
She's
get the
like-
impression she was like 14.
Because when they were telling the story about
Nah.
her like doing the shotgun, they were if like it's an 18-year-old, I'm like, hand a girl a shotgun, she can handle herself. Anything
She's
younger,
turning 18
I'm gonna
soon.
kind of feel. You
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say she's in life over 18, playing a younger role for sure. But I think I'm guessing
I gotta look
16.
into that.
I'm guessing 16.
What is the name? I can't remember. I don't remember his name. The teenager, the roving band of kids,
Ray.
the lead, Ray.
You
Secret
think-
Service. I love that comment. But Ray is a little too young for Kathleen.
Is he?
No,
I don't know. Maybe my age range is totally off.
I
Lesson
think-
number 1: we have no clue how old anybody is. So that booth at the circus where you guess ages and stuff.
I would not. No,
We're
I
not
am
gonna-
really bad
We
at
would
that.
lose so much money.
Yeah.
No, I thought Kathleen was young. I thought they're each like floating in that like 15-year-old range.
I think Tex talked about her like
18?
she was young because he left when she was young.
That's true. But he only left like he didn't leave 5 years ago.
Yeah, this has been.
This has been like 6 months.
Yeah.
What is the timetable exactly?
We don't know how long. Wasn't he in? Where was Tex when we picked him
Oh,
up?
he was at Guantanamo.
Well,
He
that's
was at-
true.
we don't know how long he was there.
That's a fair point.
But
I stand
wasn't his
corrected.
family? Oh, he was away.
He was away for a while, but
Gosh,
we
I'm
do
bad at
know.
this.
We do know. Okay, how? Not that this matters to Tex, but it actually matters overall. From day 1, episode 1, season 1 to today, how much time
Has elapsed.
has passed?
They were in. Where were they? Arctic Circle
Somebody did
for a
it.
long time.
Didn't someone tweet us the timeline of like they found certain event?
You
It
can
was
you can come
someone.
up with that,
I think
sure.
somebody has actually found it, and if you're
I don't
watching
know,
now,
do you think
tweet
it's
back.
more than a year?
Yeah, well, because I'm thinking in season 1 they had the recurring storyline about the sailors that wanted to get off, and the sailors that had overdone their time and they wanted
Yeah.
to get off or whatever, and the ones that signed up for another tour of duty, and it has to be over a year by now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think it's probably just at I think it's really close to that range. I don't think we're talking anything over 2 years, or
Yeah.
I think we're just a little over a year probably.
Okay.
But that's just a guess.
And we haven't seen any weather, but I mean, again, we've been in like the Gulf region, we've been in
Yeah.
Florida, like the weather's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll see it now. I mean, they're in St. Louis, for God's sakes. You're going to see
Yeah.
different weather if and when the winter comes.
That'll be
later.
interesting now that there's like going to be more of like a on land story.
Yeah.
Because he's like setting up shop, like White House in St. Louis
Yeah.
kind of thing. That it'll be interesting to see more of the on land.
It's going to be interesting if that is season 3 is going to transition into that.
I'm all about it.
Are you?
I'm all about it. Listen,
I-
the thing that I am all about in season 3, and part of it is because of where we live. They mentioned this in the show, water rights in the Southwest. Michener mentions it. President Michener says it to
Yeah.
Chandler. That water rights in the Southwest issue is such a specific issue. If you're from the Northeast, you have no idea what we're talking about probably. But it's such an interesting issue in our lives, today's lives. Like the drought here the struggle is real.
real, yeah.
And to think what they could do with that on the show, with like groups of people, with groups of local governments in every state.
Oh yeah, you know there's so much coming, like so many hurdles of these little groups that are just wanting this or that, and that they think they have the right to it because there is, what makes him president?
Right.
Okay, he made
Exactly.
a speech
Exactly.
in front of a crowd. You were 12th in line, dude.
A
Like,
lot of and when does it like I feel like he should be okay, you got us through this point, now we should have a real election and we should I don't think that's weird. Imagine in real life that happened, 12th in line. Would he stay throughout the term? Is that how
and
rules
then-
work?
That's a good question.
4 years, then what?
Well, don't you have to call a constitutional convention? You call a convention like they
But
did
you still
250 years
follow
ago.
the same constitution. Like we don't have to rewrite a new
No,
constitution.
but you call a convention to... wouldn't you call a convention to
to like adapt
populate
it
the
to
government?
the.
That's what I would
Okay.
How are you going to fill all those
and who
news-
would call it, and like a convention
Yeah.
of the states like we
Yeah.
had in the 1770s. And
Yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme, like he just is like Chandler. He's head of the Navy, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Chief Naval Officer.
This is-
I mean,
this
okay,
is-
you deserve it, but like, who gives him the right to?
I'm glad you brought that up because this is my biggest question. With season 3 or 4 or season 20.
Yeah.
Where is the parallel group in Minnesota or Washington State or on the island of Hawaii? And they have who they think is the president. Because when Michener was sworn in St. Louis, like, those people didn't tweet, like, hey, this is the new president.
Yeah.
Like,
well, how far did that radio message broadcast?
But it couldn't have broadcast to
the
Utah,
other ends of the country.
To Vermont.
And even if it is broadcasting, I don't know if those people even have the resources anymore to still tune in and to watch.
So they think, like, someone out there is like, oh, I'm building up the government, and now it's like us against civil war.
Well, it's like another
basically.
immunes. There could be those groups, the same difference, which someone's just following them.
But I think this is worse because this is civil war.
It's civil
this
war.
would be civil war. And that's what's interesting about
I
this.
don't think they're going to get into that. I don't think season 3 will go there. Do you think it will?
Where do you think it'll go then?
I mean, I think they listed. I think if they follow what he said when the president was talking, naming him chief naval officer, he listed the different things they have to face. I think that was a short list of what we'll see for season 3.
So they said water rights, the thing in the Northeast, the factions.
Yep.
What else? There were like 2 other ones.
I can't remember.
But
We pay really close.
They were like talking about
I was
fighting over
crying
natural
at this
resources. They were.
keep going. I'm going through tweets right now. We got a ton
That's
of
all I
tweets.
had,
This is
actually.
wonderful. She's
going.
14. Thank you. Somebody said she is 14 years old. Just watched episode 2
You're
with him.
sick.
She's
You are sick and
she's
twisted.
14.
Guys, I apologize
You guys,
for the
she's-
woman to my left. Oh my
I
god.
just said she was very pretty.
No, you said
Kate.
who's going to be hooking
Kate.
up with her season 3? That is sick.
Ray, you guys, in my head it was Ray.
Kate, lock it up.
Yeah. Whew, sorry.
Lock it up, and if you can't, we will do a boys-only show. Start. I
Don't
swear to
pick me off
God.
again. I've already been picked off like 3 times.
All right, we got a lot of tweets I got to go through. Civil strife, yeah, that's a good one. Somebody tweets us, Navy Guy 445, our buddy, who tweets us a
Hi.
lot of time
What's
about this. Tweets us, it'd be civil strife, not necessarily war, which is an important distinction because the immunes thing is that's not, like, how do you define war in this world? You know, you don't have enough.
Yeah.
You don't have enough of government to go to war. You have
Right.
one ship
Yeah.
that you know is on your side, and a bunch of civilians who are happy, but they're not
It's just like guerrilla war. Like,
Yeah.
it's just all out.
they're not ready to fight.
And the immune, there's the next person in line in the immune cult thing that's happening is going to step up. They haven't gone away.
The guy who
The guy.
shot.
Yeah.
Whoa. I wasn't ready for that yet. Are you kidding me?
Spoiler
A
alert.
little warning before you
Guys,
do that
I
to me.
was
Oh my god.
crying.
You were crying? Wow.
I was so sad.
Okay,
No, I was
so
too.
let's go to the scoreboard right now because I want to. We should just get to that Dr. Scott scene. That's kind of the
Can we
climactic
talk
scene.
It was-
the first part first of her and Chandler?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. But
Okay.
before we get there, I need a tears scoreboard.
I've definitely cried the most.
How many scenes?
Of this specific, just this
This show,
episode,
just this episode.
Just okay.
I probably cried in like 3 scenes.
Which ones?
The when they're singing and they're toasting to all of it.
Phenomenal scene, by the way.
The proposal.
Did you cry out of like this isn't happening to me, so I'm upset, or what were those?
I'm not gonna get into
Okay.
details.
Tears nonetheless.
And when she was shot.
What about you?
It was just I watched After You. I saw her picture on that she tweeted with the tears, and I'm saying, "Wow, this is gonna be a really sad episode." Watching the whole episode, I'm like, "This is good. Okay, maybe I'm
Like,
a
why is
cold
Kate
person,
crying?
like, or she's really dramatic. I don't know. Maybe it was the proposal that got her." Dr. Scott's going to her room, and homie
on.
from the darkness steps out and does his thing. Burning
They
tears.
were way
They
too
were
relaxed.
burning my eyes.
When you say burning, were you?
They were probably so old because I don't cry so often, so it was like a burning. It was like this still works. It was. I tried to take a picture like her. It didn't work.
You did take a picture.
No,
but it's just,
no.
we don't want you to
Yeah,
share it.
it's a private photo.
But
now.
there's this when they're singing and it's like so joyful and it's they're having a really good moment. I was crying and also extremely nervous because I thought someone was going to ambush them. I was like, something's going to happen. We're in the last 5 minutes and everything's going to plan. Something has to happen. I was literally sweating because I didn't know.
The moment for me was when they cut from the singing to Rachel walking back to her room after the near kiss. Chandler, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the moment for me was right when they cut to Rachel and there's no sound. In that first second when there's no sound and she's walking, I was just like, nope, 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 nope,
How
right
can
here.
you be so relaxed? Like, you didn't kill everyone. You don't know who's lurking around. Come on, like, you guys they were so smart leading up to this. Really?
I was thinking that while they were singing, I'm like, do they still have their guns near them? And when the dog started barking, I'm saying that dog's reacting to something. I was wrong. You didn't know the guy was upstairs.
But it was a warning.
Actually, the subtitle popped up, "Man, hey," is what it said on the bottom before the actual scene. And I'm like, who that? Yeah, and I was, but I have to say, it was one of my, in a sick way, it was one of, I mean, in like the most not sick way, it was one of my favorite scenes of the show. Was
the singing?
No.
Oh, the shot.
Yeah, the way they did it out, with the way when she was all like dressed up, they were in a hotel. It was quiet. The singing in the background. She just had that combo. It was really, I thought, it was beautiful. I thought the way they did it.
One thing before we get to Chandler and Dr. Scott and the shooting, one thing I will say, and I'm glad you mentioned it, Kate, about the singing. To me, the saddest scene in the entire 2 seasons so far was the singing. Was the group together, dressed in their, dress up
blues.
naval event, whatever, dress blues. The singing is, they are hearkening back to a world that will never exist again. It's traditions from a Navy that has disappeared. Yeah. It's traditions
that they're trying to keep alive.
And they'll keep alive in their own way, obviously, but the things that they are doing, the songs that they are singing, the memories they're bringing up, not just with their own sailors, but these songs that have been passed down for decades and centuries, it's totally different.
But didn't you say this was originally sung with Lincoln?
No. That's what the shooter said. The shooter said Sic Semper Tyrannis.
I missed that. I thought you were talking about the song.
No, but the songs, and I don't know the songs. I don't know naval history enough, and we should to do the show. Actually, that's a huge.
Well, how did Tex know the song? If it was a naval song, how did Tex know it?
Tex is like a military guy.
I think he was a consultant.
Yeah, or he was kind of a, what's the word? A mercenary is not the word they use anymore, but something like that.
Yeah.
Like a Blackwater guy.
Right.
But no, that scene with the songs to me, because it was just, it's them trying in an almost desperate, depressing way, whether they know it or not, to hold on to a past that's not there.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen with all of them? Because I feel like some have to stay and some have to go back to like be on the ship. Like I think that's gonna be a big part of the beginning of season 3 is like who stays with Chandler, who goes with Slattery, or I don't even know how. But like there still has to be a ship. But if he's staying, like how is it split?
Yeah. I think their first priority that we won't see in between the seasons when time passes, however much time they decide passes, is they need to train a lot more sailors. They need to like quadruple the amount of people who can work on that ship.
Yeah.
So they need to go around and find military and ex-military and trustworthy people and train them. And
that's a good point.
I wouldn't be too keen on seeing a bunch of training in the season. But if they come back for season 3 and they say, hey, we have 400 more reinforcements and this is how we're going to tell a story.
Not even just sailors, though. They really need to train an entire new army. Get real infrastructure around, have a secret service so that the sailors aren't doing every single position.
Yeah.
That's going to change the show dramatically.
I think season 3 is going to be a big change.
They have a lot. I don't know what I would do if I was in the writer's position. There's a lot of different ways they could go. And at this point, it feels like either way, it's going to be a little bit of a different show because when season 1 to season 2, it sort of stayed similar. I'm excited for what they'll do, but I do think it'll be a change.
Yeah, and it has to be a change. I would actually be, and if they did this, I'm sure they do it well, knowing this show, but I would be a little disappointed if they went back out in the water. If they took the ship and went right back down the Mississippi, stay on land. Go for the change. Go towards the thing.
I think there'll be something that will propel them back onto the water at some point. But I think they're going to be on land for a little bit.
And Jeffrey Michener, he's growing on me. We just got a tweet from somebody who's like, this Jeffrey Michener.
He's growing on you? They said he was growing too? Who said that?
Are you still anti-Michener?
I don't like this. When I make an opinion about somebody, I don't just flip-flop like Bobby does.
Are you anti-Michener? I give people a second chance, Nick.
Well, go ahead. Keep going.
I'm still not sold.
Are you anti-Michener only because of how he treated our dear friend Kate?
Yeah, honestly, I'm bitter about it. I'm a
love you.
loyal
I love
friend,
you,
and
Dick.
it's like, I don't care. You don't treat her like that. It's not how it works. Sorry, jeez. No, I just still don't trust the guy. Even though the show is
I
writing
agree.
him to be trustworthy, they really are. It's seeming like he is going to be a trustworthy dude, and this is the man. I just read, like, BS from this dude. You
Okay.
have no backbone. Like, when he tried to tell Chandler how to run his ship about Jeter, and he was yelling, I'm like, bro, don't even act right now in front of him. I really was offended by that, because you don't even have that place. You're lucky Chandler put you there.
That's the president of the United States.
He
Would you
answers
say that to
him.
Ronald Reagan? Would you say that to
Yeah,
Bill
if he
Clinton?
was 12th in line and ended up there, I will have freedom of
If he
speech,
was on
and
my
I will
ship.
use it.
Okay,
Shoot.
The reason you don't trust Michener, this is subtle, but it's significant.
Why?
Do you not trust him because you think he's going to flip on the Navy because he came from the
I
immune?
just think he's a weak person in power, and that's why I don't trust him. I don't trust
So
him.
you trust like a sort of an inferiority complex.
I don't
something
think he's
like
going to make good decisions because I don't think he has.
Yeah, I think like we're so used to Chandler being like, straight edge, always by
Yes.
the book, making like there's no doubt in our minds he's always going to make the right decision.
Yes.
He's no matter
And
if
even
it
if he
costs
doesn't,
him.
I'm still with him on it.
But he doesn't. He always makes the right decision. And I don't think we have that same feeling for Michener. And that's the president. And he has more power than Chandler. So that's why it gives me an uneasy
A
feeling.
month ago, Michener was saying, like, just tell me what to do. Tell me where to be. Yeah, that's who I want in control of my police.
So it sounds like you're almost describing like a Napoleonic complex with him.
Well,
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a little power trippy.
Yeah.
I could see it.
You don't?
No, I don't disagree at all. I'm just thinking about it. I think
Chandler's going to
that's
have to put him back in his place.
Yeah. Chief
Really?
naval
Yeah.
officer.
He's SecNav now.
okay. Let's get to the scene that I think everybody wants to talk about because I want to give it enough time and we can always come back to stuff. That is Dr. Rachel Scott getting. Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Shot.
First off,
Didn't we just talk about this scene?
No, I mean
Chandler.
let's really go into it.
Oh,
let's
okay,
okay.
Let's first
I'm-
hit Chandler and
I'm
Dr.
not
Scott.
over the Tex and Dr. Scott. Like, is that relationship not going to
I
happen?
think they tried. I think because I was with you and I saw some like, whoa.
What? It was,
are
like,
we-
totally
I think they
back to
touched the water
Chandler.
with that, see how people reacted, and I think they felt the audience wanted them to more. I think, right? I do.
I
Them two
actually
meaning
like
Chandler. I like Chandler.
I actually like Tex and Dr. Scott better.
Okay. See where this one's headed at because.
Is that wouldn't be because you wanted Eric Dane for yourself?
See,
would it?
it's
No,
always
not
about
at
you
all.
to a certain extent. Oh my god.
He's shaking his head too.
Yeah, you get it.
you bring it upon yourself.
I'm just saying that Tex and her had a thing. For
Yeah.
a while, for a couple episodes. There was
Like
definite
as he was
chemistry.
dying in her little test lab.
There was chemistry.
Okay.
More chemistry than her and Chandler. And then all of a sudden, that's like to the wayside, and she's like having this heart to heart, eyes to eyes with Chandler.
When their scene in the hallway, which is what led me up to what I call the best scene of the show right now. That was if you sub Tex in there for that scene, it
it's
wouldn't
like,
have done
I'm
the
going to
same
marry you
thing.
when you get back.
Do you think that's what the subtext was? The subtext
I'm
was the
gonna-
opposite. The
what?
subtext was a
I'm gonna-
release. It was a release.
No, he said, find me when you get back.
It wasn't a long-term. I read the subtext totally the other way. That there
He
was
wants
some,
Subtext
her.
was
He wants her, yes, but he wants her physically.
Well,
There's-
yeah, I
there's-
I don't want to be like.
No, subtext is he
Super
wants to
vulgar right
do
now.
hunky dunky
Exactly.
with her, and on
Yeah,
the
he
ship he
wants
clearly
her.
is such a good leader and that he would never let that get in the way on the ship.
There is so
And
much
now,
tension.
he's
between
like,
the
There's
two of
a
them.
lot
Room
of tension.
33, Dr. Scott. Room 33. What? He
There's-
basically said it
He
himself.
did. There is so much tension between those two. The subtext I got was much more physical than any romantic love. There's respect.
That's just the girl in me. There
That's-
was definitely
yeah.
some romance in there too.
There was romance in there. I think there was romance.
I think
in
you guys
there.
are
don't
confusing
think?
romance with respect. They respect the hell out of each other.
Are you the love doctor today, Bobby?
He thinks he is.
I mean,
He thinks
romance
he
with
is
respect.
every day.
Bobby.
I'm sorry. Do you see the ring on this finger?
Hey.
So I got. If you guys are done, I have a good question from one of our Twitter followers.
Fine.
Eduardo Maldonado asks, "Do you think the guy who shot Dr. Scott will be the next enemy?"
Honestly, I think that while they were writing the end of this season, it made sense. I think as they start to venture into the third season, they're going to hit such big new stories that he'll sort of be something quick taken care of. I don't think he'll last as a big thing.
Yeah, I think the immunes are definitely going to still be there. I don't know if him particularly is going to be like the leader. But I think he was just
kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But he's good. Actually, to be honest, he's good. Like, he seemed a little kind of up. I was scared of the dude.
Dumb, so maybe it's not, but creepy. So compelling.
Scary, yeah.
Oh,
for
walking out of the shadow.
So
who
who finds her? Who do you think finds her?
That's a great question.
Hold on, guys. No, the real question
the
is
obvious.
this.
We already know the obvious answer.
What?
Who finds her? Who finds her?
Who finds her?
Is Chandler, because Chandler is coming to her room to do.
You think he didn't even want to wait? He wanted to come that night.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't think.
Well, remember, she gave Chandler an envelope. What is in the envelope?
It said it was all the. She claimed it was all the test stuff.
You think it was just the test
stuff?
You think it wasn't a nice card from Hallmark with a nice
I don't think she
gold-plated-
made her way to the nearest CVS and got that, but
Really?
maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're understaffed at CVS at the moment in their current
You
state.
guys-
But here, wait, no,
That would be the worst product placement in the world if she goes to write a nice card to Chandler and walks into a CVS in the middle of the apocalypse.
I'm sure they're still there, kicking.
Guys, this is a question, and this may be very dumb to ask, but I'm just asking out of hope.
Uh-oh.
Is she definitely dead?
She's not dead
She's
whatsoever.
Not. Wait, she isn't?
No.
I give the
There's
odds.
no way.
Okay, I can dig this.
I give the odds of her dying at about,
Less than 10.
I would say 10%.
Guys, she was shot point blank.
Dude, lots of people get shot, man. 50 Cent was shot 9 times.
That's true.
These are facts.
Her and 50 seem a little different to me.
She's tougher.
Okay, you know what?
I mean, that's one thing that I didn't like about it. I really liked the scene. I was like, oh my gosh, that just happened. But then in my head, I was like, she's not going anywhere, so she's definitely going to live. And she was shot point blank, and that's not super realistic.
Stresses me out, man.
Well, I think also, too, that not insignificantly is what he said. So taking what he said, Sextemperanus, the Lincoln thing, we know what happened with Abraham Lincoln,
Yeah.
but also we know what happened around Abraham Lincoln history at that time.
Yeah.
So that's probably a clue about what we're going to get next year. So civil strife, civil war, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's how I took it.
on that level, it
But
would
again,
make sense if she died.
You think she would, though?
Listen, look at all the people they've killed off. They've had more important roles for the future than she really does. The cure's done. There's no
That is
virus.
a really
She
good
doesn't
point.
have a reason. And with this show and with Mr. Stephen Kent, it seems that people, like, when they're done.
I mean, that is
They're
one
done.
thing that they, that's very like Game of Thrones. Like, no one's safe. This
I
is,
appreciate that.
And that's what I do appreciate.
Yeah.
So if she lives, I'm going to be like, ugh, that was convenient.
Let's
that
not
she
say
lived.
that, okay? I'm still going to hope she lives. I'm not going to say that.
The only thing I'll say, the one thing that's in her case for living with this, besides the obvious TV, people live from gunshots probably longer than they should.
Yeah.
The one thing that's in her case for living is she never resolved the relationship with Tex we were talking about, and maybe she won't, and she never resolved the Chandler relationship. The scene before, it leaves you hanging. And there are times when you want to be left hanging, and there are times when you want to get resolved. And I think as an audience, we almost owe ourselves a resolution on that relationship.
It could be Chandler mourning over her body and, like, telling the way he really felt and
It could
doing a
be.
nice tear, squeezing a
now
nice tear
that you
out.
said that about the cure, I think she might be dead.
Well, guys, I didn't want to come to that conclusion tonight.
I mean, somebody's going to find her. I think it's Chandler. We just got to tweet that it's the crew. The crew hears the gunshot and come running. The problem is the crew is singing.
They're singing
Yeah,
so
loud
no
as
one.
hell.
I think he would be the closest
What's
one.
this crazy? What's his name? We're just gonna call him Crazy Dude.
I don't believe we ever got his name.
okay.
He was the one who wheeled in the sick.
He was
Yeah.
just like a worker for the moons.
What's his next stop? What's his next thing in
I
current?
think-
I'm saying like today in this next. Like he just shot her. Now where's he go? Is he going downstairs in the party? Is he going?
I think
He's
he just
leaving.
sneaks out.
I
Oh,
think
you
he's
think
leaving.
he's out?
He's out.
He's wanting to
He,
kill Dr.
he has
Scott.
he has a sidearm, and I mean, they'd take him out in a second. if
Yeah,
he
I think
party.
he left his message. Like
Yeah.
that was loud enough. He's gonna slip
Yeah, it
out into the
was.
darkness. And I think he'll probably go because like the immunes is really big in Europe, so maybe he just. goes
And
back.
there's I'm sure there's other people we haven't met yet in other
Oh,
states.
sure.
Get ready for it. There's a ton of these people around. So
Yeah.
he's McDowell, number 3 in command, is now dead, or has he been
No,
killed yet? Or
he's
he's
in-
just interrogated.
He's in
Yeah.
He was just captured. But so number 3 is now captured. Well, where's number 4? Where's number
Exactly.
5? I mean, there's
Someone
a lot
will
of
rise up.
Yeah.
Talking about McDowell, I was Miller's line when he said, "Now we're all immune's asshole." I was like, yes! Oh, that was so good.
I love because when Kevin was here, he said he locked some lips, and it finally happened in the finale.
For a second, I'm like, oh, is that like a long lost girlfriend? And then I'm like,
Yeah,
oh no,
just
that's
some
just a
random
girl trying to
girl.
get her smooching.
That scene was so cute. It was so happy because it reminded me of like I'm a huge World War II fan and like Buff and like Band of Brothers and all those movies, and it's just reminded me of like they've like reached they've come so far.
Or real World War II in the old historical photos you see of like soldiers coming back from war,
exactly.
and the wife or the girlfriend or whoever comes up.
There's
These
very
people didn't know
famous
each
photos
other.
of it,
Yeah, that's what I was. That it reminded me of that, like those scenes. So that's why I loved it.
Also, I loved the music they put in it. It wasn't a song; it was like a score to a movie more
They
so,
do really
and it
love
was
that.
again beautiful. Like I really did. I'm amped up about this.
I liked that this episode, that last episode was so firepowery and you killed the sub and all that stuff. In this episode, they had to do what they had to do with McDowell, but I liked that part ended so quickly and we had time for the montage and the song. And if it had gone firepower down to the end, it's like, okay, that's a lot of stuff, but it was better to do it slowly and don't insist upon yourself and then let it speak for itself at the end. Now the gunshot at the end we didn't see coming. That's a little bit different.
I think it's better to do that on such a small scale than him taking over the entire.
Yeah, than him lighting up some C4 and blowing up the building. Yeah, that would have been.
Then we don't have a season 3, so.
Oh my god, I'm nervous.
To that.
All right, I wanted to give you guys enough time. Well, first off, is there anything else we need to talk about right now?
We didn't talk about the engagement.
Because, okay, let's actually talk about the engagement.
Let's get into it.
Kate, I believe you have a problem with it.
I just thought it was rather quick and rushed and not well planned out. There were people screaming in the background.
You're such a girl.
This is the end of the world. Handing a ring, I think, is suitable enough.
Oh, he got a ring.
Yeah.
He asked for permission. What the hell more do you want?
Yeah.
Like, let's go outside.
Did you want an
have a
Instagram?
moment.
Did you want an Instagram photo?
I wouldn't have hated an Instagram.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Did you want a viral video? Is that it?
No, that's too much.
Okay.
There's a fine line.
Learning for later. Here's the deal, Kate. Since okay, Nick and I are gonna.
Don't even deny that you guys did not think that
Hey,
was.
listen. Hey, Doctor.
I thought that scene was beautiful.
Listen, Kate. Dr. Love's gonna clue you in right now.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
I hate it and love the nickname all at the same time.
Okay, here's the deal.
What?
And I'm kind of serious about this. This isn't just, this engagement is not just Foster and Green. This engagement is that whole damn company of sailors. It's only Foster and Green. It's their kid.
That's
it's their
why
relationship.
make it a little more.
Hold on, wait. I want to hear. I don't even get what you're saying.
Because this is such a fraternity.
It's a symbol.
This is such a brotherhood's the wrong word because there's women in there. This is such a group of family.
It's a family.
No, I get it.
The engagement has to be among the family. When the family is doing what the family does, telling stories of fallen comrades, singing the traditional songs, it's beautiful in its imperfection. It's perfect in its imperfection that he just popped the question because he loves her so much and he wants to be with her, but he also wants to be with the whole crew because it's not a
You guys, it still
celebration.
made me cry, okay? I'm just like pointing out some other aspects.
I'm just legitimizing that whenever I pop the question to somebody and I don't put much thought into that, it's like this, okay?
It's that reason. Because you were part of the fraternity and you needed to be in the family.
Exactly. Whether the family is at a sporting event or a bar.
Oh my god, do
sporting
not
event.
do a sporting event.
You're going to be the guy that puts it up
And
on the
the
board.
on
the jumbo.
No, absolutely not.
Dang, your poor girl. Oh
I will,
my god.
I will actually make mine as private as is humanly possible.
There has to be an Instagram though, for sure.
No, forget it.
We all know it's about the post Instagram. Come on now. You stage that.
The hands.
Real.
You stage
Oh,
the
yeah,
hands.
yeah. Oh, just holding each other like that. We're engaged.
Yeah, folks, we're at that age where a lot of our friends are getting engaged.
It's weird as hell.
Yep.
And I feel old.
I've been a bridesmaid 13 times.
What?
Wow.
Hold on, what?
Always
Yeah.
the bridesmaid,
That's like a thing
never
that
the
could
bride.
be
I
world's
know.
like.
No, there's like
Oh.
I'm sure,
13?
but 13.
How many times maid of honor?
0.
Wow.
Ooh,
I've never had to make the
wow.
speech.
So what you're
Oh,
telling
that's
me
good.
is
I
you're
didn't
like
do
a
that.
kind of okay friend to a lot of people, but not a
Hey,
great
a
friend
lot,
to anybody.
all of my friends have sisters, so back up off me.
That's true. It goes to the sister.
I feel a little bitterness coming your way, Kate. Do we need to call either Jeffrey Mitchner? Do you want to go with both just to play the odds a little bit?
Wait, with who? Who's the other one?
Forget it. The president.
Oh, let's call the president.
We don't. We don't like him.
Well, this is deteriorating very quickly. One more thing before predictions, because I want to leave a fair amount of time for predictions because this could go a lot of places.
Yeah, it could.
But before that, let's talk Jeter. Bad decision, bro.
Dude,
Bad
he
decision.
knew better.
Yeah, he knew better.
He like, and she was like, remember, this is an open line. Like, the way, like,
It was set up.
it was totally set up, and I get it. It was more drama, but, like, he knows
But
better.
honestly, in that position, if to take us like there,
What would you do?
would you do if you have to warn them? I wouldn't feel safe about it either. How do you warn them without saying that? I mean, I would probably do the same thing if I didn't feel safe. If my family was sending down there, I would probably do it.
You're not Jeter, though. Jeter is so experienced. He's
Yeah.
older. He's one of the big three, Jeter,
I
Slattery,
know.
Chandler.
He's our wise
What's gonna
man.
happen? to him?
Something.
Why do you guys keep pitching this? No, why
Well,
does
no, just
something have to happen?
discipline-wise, he's gonna be demoted, like, hardcore.
Actually, speaking of discipline, I was a little disappointed that the whole Dr. Scott storyline
Was pardoned?
fizzled out like that. I wish, I don't know.
Well,
It
are they
just
gonna
seemed
take
like
her to court?
No, I don't think that. But like they should. I don't know. It just seemed like it was such a big storyline.
Yeah.
A couple episodes. It was maybe it was just because we made it. I don't know, because we talked about it a lot. But then it seemed that, is he by the book? What will happen? She'll get pardoned and move on. I don't know. It seemed a little.
Well, she's dead, so.
Okay, you know
It
what?
doesn't matter.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
like
whoa.
every time I get my mind off it. Jeez.
Okay, you still might be a bridesmaid at her wedding.
I would love that.
Well, who's her wedding to? Tex or Chandler?
Chandler.
That was a rhetorical question. I didn't actually want to debate this.
But I will.
Come on, she hugged Kathleen. They could be a cute little family.
You done?
Yeah, seriously.
Fine.
Okay. All right, let's get to predictions season 3. I know we kind of been dancing around it.
We have been
And
dancing around
now,
it.
your AfterBuzz TV
Prediction.
predictions.
What are people saying on the Twitterverse?
Well, let's ask them. So if you're tweeting along with us, we're getting a lot of tweets right now. Give us your predictions for season 3. And for the two of you, I'm going to tell you right now.
What?
Start outlandish. Did you guys want me
laughing
to?
at a tweet. It's
No,
fine.
start outlandish.
No, that's fine. You guys just tweet. You get back with me and the viewers
Start
when you're
outlandish
ready
with
to.
our predictions. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, just. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
Always
I
distracting.
know.
Start outlandish, and we'll come back to reality from there. Like, what's the craziest, maybe, kind of, sort of, could happen thing?
Okay. I don't want to disappoint here. So,
There's not like a right answer. I'm just curious.
I
Like, what
know.
are the craziest things you're thinking for season 3?
I like that when you said, what if someone's out there, like, doing the same thing that they are? They're like, there's another president that took an oath in front of a judge, in
Yeah.
front of the crowd, like, say, in California. And then they're like, well, now what do we do?
You think that the Marines at 29 Palms aren't doing this? You think that the Army Rangers aren't doing this? Like,
Well, yeah, what if this was a secret mission for the Navy to, like, send them out? What if there was a secret mission for,
It's
for,
very
like,
true.
they got some Army unit out there. They
Yeah.
were, put somewhere to survive this sickness, and now they're back. And they're like, well, how come you're SecNav when I've been here all along, too,
Yeah.
fighting these people?
Yep.
We just haven't seen it.
But I guess it's because he's 12th in line. So if they've checked off everyone above him,
That's true.
then he technically, by the book, is the one. Unless they find number 9 out there somewhere.
What if they find number
I don't know
9?
how he's confirmed that number 12 is the number, but that would be a big risk. Yeah.
and that's the other risk is, did we get confirmation that the Navy has confirmation that he was number 12, or did they just hear that through the line from
Right.
the immunes?
I don't know.
Has the Navy specifically confirmed on their own? Like, I
Right.
didn't see Chandler go through 11 dead guys.
Right.
No.
And I think another big thing would be if the virus mutated.
Yeah.
Like, what if the cure... I don't think this will be... because it was such... We've said this before. It was so big in season 1. And, it was still there in season 2, the cure. And it's like, if it mutates, it's like the same storyline.
Yeah.
But I think that would be a huge, like, curveball. Because they think they've come so far, and then it mutates, and you're
When they were
out of luck.
healing everyone, I was wondering if there was going to be a moment. I think it was when someone yelled in the crowd that broke up everything, and I was like, oh my God, is someone going to say that someone's convulsing or dying from but obviously it didn't. But yeah, my mind did go there.
There wasn't a lot of testing done on this contagious cure. Like, literally, she gave it to herself, and she tried it on mouse and it worked, and then there was that little girl. But like, hopefully it works.
Even the aerosol cure that they did,
who knows if like in a week they could be sick, because everyone on the ship has the shot version. So what if it didn't work?
How about this? America does two things:
What?
fried food and nuclear weapons.
Oh boy, we're going there already.
There's a lot of nuclear weapons. We dealt very briefly with the nuclear ship in Ruskov, the Russians.
Yeah.
And that was, see you later. But he messed up France bad. he did lob off a nuke or two.
Yeah.
There's who is going to get a hold of a nuclear weapon? That's maybe we haven't met him yet. I'm not necessarily asking.
Yeah, I don't think we have, but it could definitely be a storyline.
These things are, America has 2 or 3 of them. So
I don't know. I honestly, truly believe that we're all still playing it safe in our prediction. I think they're gonna go with everything. I say every time I do predictions, I say they're gonna pull out a storyline that I didn't even know was there.
You're not saying it was aliens, but it's aliens.
I'm not saying it, but season 3, episode 1, aliens by the second half. No, I really do think they're gonna have something. Like, I don't know it yet. I don't even know if they know it yet, but I don't think it's going to be the classic, okay, virus or okay, nuclear. Anything we've seen already, I feel like they're clearing that board.
And that's why this show is so great.
Exactly.
At the end of season 1, we're like, what is season 2 going to be? We had no idea.
I felt the same way now.
Amazing. Yeah. It was like, I hadn't, couldn't even guess where this season went. And now I feel that same way about season 3.
So let me ask you guys this then, more specifically on predictions. Are we done, at least for a while, maybe for season 3, are we done with the rest of the world? Are they going to stay in America in season 3, or do we go to Africa, South America? Mitchner mentioned South America. Do we go somewhere like there? Do we go see the immunes in Europe?
I think they'll definitely bring that in.
Yeah.
I mean,
physically have the ship go these places?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be a reason to incorporate the ship.
Right.
Yeah.
I think something will happen that they need to go somewhere. I think it'll be on land for the beginning, but they can't stay there the whole time. It's the last ship.
Right. I mean, the thing that I run into is half me wants to say this show is going to transition on land. Yeah. It's going to be there. But then the backbone, the core foundation of the show is the ship. So there needs to be a reason that they are going to be back. And I love that part. I think a lot of the fans that love the show love the ship stuff. The war with the ship, calling out, da-da-da-da-da. I can't do it, obviously. But how are they going to incorporate that? I think traveling to other countries could be a great way, or around the world, or having other missions. Yeah. To reset up maybe they're going to reestablish the way we have a world. I don't know. They could redefine
they have to reestablish communication with everyone in Europe, around the world.
They could change the game.
I always think like there's not many people left, but there are. It's 5 to 10% are immune, and there are people who aren't immune that still have made it this far that hopefully get their hand on the cure.
So we're talking about probably 1 billion people still left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the math.
I don't.
Well, I'm saying like if there's 7 billion, if
okay.
there's 7 billion roughly, if 10% are immune roughly, that's a high estimate. But 10% are immune. People weren't around. People are very isolated.
Yeah, I think
cultures
you
on
have
islands,
to kind of like be a welcoming tour like around the world, being spreading the cure. They don't have the cure in Europe yet, right?
The entire continent of Australia, those guys are good.
Are they?
No, I don't know. I'm sure they're not.
Down under, they're fine. That sounded good for a second.
Wait, say that again?
No, I'm not. It sounded too good.
Were you trying to be Australian?
Okay,
or like
what do you mean
Rica?
trying? No, I thought that sounded amazing.
It sounded to me like you were
Bobby,
trying to do.
End it there. Was it good? Thank you. Why do you have to be so negative all the time?
Just one more time. Do it again.
No, because now it's going to transition into something else.
It really sounded like you
Down
were like...
under. That's good. No, that wasn't good.
That was like...
Shrimp on the barbie? Down under? That's good. No, that isn't.
That
it was good
like,
in the beginning. Don't give me our producer's giving me.
It sounds like either an Irish guy trying to sound Australian or an Australian.
That's why I didn't want to do a second one. Look at the Irish. That's the Irish one I can do.
Oh, you're good at the Irish.
Yeah, I like the Irish one. Okay, let's move on.
Do you have any more?
No, it caps it.
Okay,
there.
Can you make me a promise right now, Nick?
Doubtful, but I'll try.
If this show goes around the world in season 3, if they don't stay predominantly in America, every country that they go to, you have to do the after show in that accent.
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
I second that.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do a French one.
This French was this is a great show. I know that was good.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about on the show today. Okay, let's. We just got a great tweet said, "Don't let Wolf hear you guys mocking Aussies."
I felt bad for Wolf. when she
too.
died. I mean, I know that was last episode. I mean,
Couple episodes.
yeah, but it just broke my heart.
Yeah.
Did you see, though, we know that he's physically fit and he can do a lot of his own stunts. When they were scaling the gate,
Yeah.
he actually jumped over, and what you could clearly see it was him, and I was like, good. And it wasn't like a clean, like, ooh, cool
No,
jump. It was real, and I was like, you know what? Another thing that just slightly grounds. Everyone else did, like, the half jump, then they cut away, but he actually got over. And I appreciated that.
He's on a different level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Final predictions, maybe sub predictions, not the major things, not the ship, not the full story, but like relationships and stuff like that.
I think
the baby.
That I was about to say. I think Kara will get a land job, obviously, because maybe when she's a lieutenant, right?
Yeah.
She's pretty high up there. And when Chandler has to go on the ship, maybe she stays and kind of runs the office. But the baby's coming.
I want to know, because this is where my head's at. They're going to introduce new characters to season 3, so we are going to trim the fat, if you will, of the characters we have right now. If y'all had to pick one character besides Dr. Scott, who really could be, I want to know that wouldn't be around for season 2.
Ooh,
that we're
for
not
season
going to
3.
see. Yeah, I mean for season 3.
It's a good question.
I do think.
Do you think I think maybe Slattery. I can talk. Slattery goes to find his family and is gone for a couple episodes.
Yeah. Or could take over another ship, and once they have a few ships up
I
and
also
running.
think.
Could be XO of a new ship.
With Adam Baldwin's audience demographics and popularity, it would be not show suicide to remove him, but kind of short-sighted.
I'm not saying remove, but I think maybe he's in a new capacity.
Even for a while, I think Slattery should be around for a while, just from a business perspective for
everyone.
The production.
He has a huge fan base.
Almost as big as ours, actually.
Who doesn't come back?
I hate to say this, and I keep coming back to this, and I don't want this to happen, because if this happens on 2 shows,
Jeter?
No, if this happens on 2 shows that I've done, I'm just done with life.
What?
Jocko Sims, Burke.
Why?
Because
he's on the edge.
He's enough of a visible character
Yeah.
where you will say, "Oh no, what happened to Burke?" But he's not so visible.
He's gonna start lighting up your Twitter for saying that.
No, because I saw an Instagram photo of him and who was it?
Kevin
I think
and Travis working out for season 3.
Okay.
But again, this could just be
too.
established. You said and they also all have full beards. Like we're gonna grow a beard so we can't on the show.
Okay, that's good.
I appreciate that.
I like him. He's my favorite of those 3. Kevin and Travis.
What about
Alicia? I could see her.
Communications, I could not. I think
Okay.
No, the communications people are too important. So Foster.
What if Valkyrie stays?
Well, Valkyrie's a thing, but
Actually,
Foster, yeah.
No, I didn't. I think she's maybe on the front. Like that's not like they get rid of the kids, get rid of Valkyrie, get rid of what's the girl's name that was the first immune found in the ship. See you later.
Bertrice.
Cut all of that out. Maybe Dr. Scott. Now we're getting down to the core. And we can move on.
Gosh, you're so negative.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know.
What relationship, personal storyline are you guys most looking forward to seeing?
There's
next
not
year?
really. There's only 2 right now that have even been established because the Jocko
and your sicko one of Texas daughter.
Dude,
but we're not gonna.
saying.
Yeah, Kate, that was really.
It's like
I thought she was 18. Come on.
Bad. No. That was bad.
So Kara and Green, they're together forever.
Are they?
Are they?
I didn't know.
Yeah,
We'll
they
see. And then there's Dr. Scott, who's not with us anymore.
Okay, no, don't even jump. No, because
So there's no. What other relationship is there?
I'm most excited to see the Chandler's reaction to Dr. Scott's whatever it is, whether she's living or in the hospital or not. His reaction, that scene, whether it's over a casket, a hospital bed, or in the hallway, I'm excited to see it.
Nick Grava's coming with fire tonight.
What? What do you mean?
No,
Those
that's a
are
compliment.
sensible
That was a
options.
compliment. That was a
Over
compliment.
a casket, over a hospital bed.
It's gonna be what I will bet my ass. Oh, actually. They're ending it on me. They are literally closing me up.
I love it. Guys, thank you very, very, very much for a wonderful second season. We'll be back next summer. I hope all 3 of us will be back.
Yeah.
Kate might not after her comments today about Kathleen.
See ya.
Before we leave, Twitter, social media, stuff like that. Kate, where can they follow you?
You can find me on all social media at Kate Aquilano.
You guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Nicholas Grava.
I'm on Twitter and Snapchat at Bobby DeMuro. That's it for season 2. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next summer.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.